Today I wanted to see a side-by-side comparison between my new Mova Z60 Ultra Roller Complete, which I named Ground Scrubber, and my older Shark robot vacuum with self-empty I named Vortex. I don't know what model it is exactly, but it was in the $400 price range. So I spilled some coffee grounds, set a zone for the area on Ground Scrubber, and created a test room on Vortex's map since it lacks zone cleaning ability, but it does have room-by-room cleaning features. To keep the test as fair as possible, I did not use the mopping feature on Ground Scrubber and just used standard suction levels. I did select Deep Clean for the zone. With higher suction levels, it is possible that the vacuum would perform differently, but I wanted to keep the test as apples to apples as possible since the Shark doesn't have multiple settings available. After starting Ground Scrubber, the first thing I noticed was the pattern of navigation was a bit odd. It seemed to do the sides of the zone first, then the middle where the mess actually was. Once it got to the mess, it seemed to meander a bit, circling the mess. It seemed like it detected that a mess was there and it knew that it needed to work harder there, but it didn't seem like it really knew the best course of action, and this is evident in the final clean map. When the cleaning was complete, Ground Scrubber left a few coffee grounds behind. It did pick up the bulk, though. Here's a before and after shot. However, I know that this may not be the most realistic scenario because in a real-life situation, if there's a spill, you probably aren't going to wait to set a zone and have the robot clean that zone. That's a feature that I really like about Ground Scrubber. The app has a remote control feature. It is a bit buried, but if you click the three dots, then more functions, you can select remote control and control exactly where the robot cleans. There's a bit of a delay between when you hit the button on the app, maybe half a second to a second or so, but it allows you to drive the robot to the mess directly to clean it. This is a clip of me steering Ground Scrubber to the mess, which explains the somewhat erratic motions. Ground Scrubber cleaned up the grounds much better this time around. Note that we have pretty deep grooves between the tiles, and it did a good job getting everything up. Next, let's compare Vortex, the Shark vacuum. After setting up the test room, I spilled what we had left of the coffee grounds on the floor in front of the vacuum and started the same test. I debated cutting this first part out of the video, but I thought I needed to show what happened here. Although all the obstacles were the same, Vortex did not stay in the room I had set. The robot got confused and ended up in my far hallway. Shark is pretty clear that you are not supposed to lift the robot during a clean as it is not able to reposition itself successfully. When it ended up in my hallway, I ended up needing to guide it back to the test room with my feet. In the image, I circled where it ended up when I decided to get up and help it. This was definitely not winning any points for the Shark. As you can see, Vortex does beat Ground Scrubber when it comes to cleaning path. There's no meandering here once I fix the location of the robot. It also did a better job getting all the coffee grounds up on the first pass. I also wanted to show just how aggressive Vortex is around obstacles. Once I actually got Vortex back into the proper location, it was very aggressive with the obstacles. It was climbing side tables and moving items around. This is one of the main reasons I don't use it a whole lot. Our house tends to be cluttered, although today's obstacles were more to prevent wandering. On the other hand, Ground Scrubber's obstacle avoidance is really good. It is a bit too good, as we have an extension cord that the robot refuses to go over. We have had the robot for nearly a month now and has gone over the extension cord exactly once. This isn't a huge deal as it is smart enough to find another way around most of the time, but it does refuse to go over cords. I know that cords can cause these types of vacuums to get stuck, and this is likely why it avoids it. There is a way to set it to ignore obstacles, but I don't want it to ignore everything, just the cord. Vortex doesn't have problems with the cord, as it is large enough to not get sucked up or caught in the wheels. The obstacle avoidance is good enough that I can trust Ground Scrubber to run on a daily basis without getting stuck. Vortex will run over just about anything small or flat enough, and it has gotten stuck on multiple blankets. Overall, when it came to cleaning up the coffee grounds on the first pass, I think Vortex had the edge. However, Ground Scrubber's remote feature, as well as the ability to select suction levels, zones, and obstacle avoidance, definitely gives it the win here. I did not have to chase Ground Scrubber into my hallway because it left the zone.